Alright guys, we're doing the second hired request on the 2017 summer list. It's a classical piece, Beethoven's Appassionata, the third movement. And this will go on ShawnCheek.com instead of webpianoteacher.com because it is music notation or sight reading or reading notes. So it'll be on ShawnCheek.com. And a piece that I have heard my whole life. I used to listen to a record of Van Cliburn playing this, and would just play it over and over again when I was a kid. Loved it. And getting to teach it now is great. I've never performed this, but and never have practiced it up to full speed or anything. But I have read through it many times and really enjoy this and know it backwards and forwards in my ear. So hopefully we can learn it together. So this third movement, the first movement goes bum, bum, bum. Something like that. Dun, da, da. Remember some of it, but I'll forget it if I keep going. But this is the third movement, Allegro ma non troppo. So it means fast, but not too fast. And that's great news, right? If going fast is hard for you sometimes. So not too fast. And I'm going to give you some advice on how to learn this. But first I want to give special thanks to the person who hired me to do this one. Very generous with your bids for this one and the list piece that we will be doing, Hungarian Rhapsody. I will be, doing my part. I got a lot of work to do on the list especially, but we got a lot of work ahead of us on this one as well. And I just thank you so much for your generous bid and for allowing me to do this job that I do. And it's just a wonderful thing. Thank you so much. Thanks to everyone who buys membership to my website. So let's get started. And we're going to go at a slow tempo to learn it. I would recommend letting it speed up on its own. Just play it at a slow tempo correctly and evenly, not rushing or dragging, and eventually you'll be able to speed it up. Your hands will just start doing it automatically. Let that natural process take place. Don't force it. All right, and I recommend working in sections. Don't try to learn the whole thing at once, of course. Take maybe a couple of measures, left hand, right hand, then put them together, and then string them together like a chain. And then try the next couple of measures, and then string those together, next couple of measures, to where you're working maybe on 2 lines in one sitting, and then another 2 lines in another sitting, or one. Some people call them stanzas. They're really called scores. But, so let's do that. 2. Okay, so we'll get into that, but let's start with this chord we have here. 2 notes on the left, 2 notes on the right. We're on E natural and D flat in the right. We have 4 flats in the key signature, B, E, A, D. And you can write that down. In fact, I recommend you can find this score online easily, or if you have a score already, just writing B, E, A, D as your flat, just to remind you. Don't feel bad about having to write in your score. I write mine all the time. So E is natural, it would have been flat. The D is flat on top. On the left hand we have B flat and G. Okay? And we're in 2/4, so 2 counts per measure. 1 and 2 and. So we start off with a dotted quarter, 8th note. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. Alright, and our fortissimo. So with force here and loud, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we're going to go bum, 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 bum. So really tragic there and hammering in that chord. So now we have dotted 8th, 16th, 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a bum, 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 like that. All right, so this first part can get kind of monotonous, but it's the same notes all the way through this section. And you might even want to put a little bracket in your score there to show that that's one little section in your mind. All right, so let's start at the beginning of that and go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 1 and 2. All right. So this is one count, 1 and 8th note rest, and then na 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 na. Okay. So we start with the right hand up high. You may have trouble with ledger lines. That's why I'm here. I'm just here to show you, to make sure you're on the right track with the notes and fingerings, and that you're putting the hands together correctly at a slow tempo. And then you can speed it up as you're able. But we're staying slow right now. So we have D flat at the top up here. Okay, we were right here. Now we're going up an octave to D flat with our third finger. And the fingerings written there are just fine. If you feel like changing them a little bit here and there, you can, but they're pretty good. 3, 1. Now, cross over with your third finger for B flat, and then C on the fifth finger for C. All right, the finger. Back to B flat. I'm going to use a 4 just because I want to use a 4 on the B flat. A flat, and then G, A flat, G, F. Then I'll cross over for the E natural with my 2. Okay, so right here you have 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Now right here you have the exact same thing, but an octave lower. 2. Then you have it again, but we're going to keep going. This time I'm going to cross over with a third finger instead of a 2 because I need it, because I'm going to go with the fourth finger there. F, E natural still, D flat with your 2, C, D flat with 3, C, B natural. Now went all the way to here. Then we're going to have bass clef, and the only reason that's done that way, where you put a bass clef in the right hand, is because we're getting so low. It's going to be easier just to read it as a bass clef than to try to keep going down with ledger lines in the right hand. Okay, so let's go that far. Starting right here, and go. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Now stop there. Now I'm going to keep going. We'll go B flat. So third finger on the B flat, and then 5 on the C, B flat with a 4. We're bass clef now. A flat, G, A flat, G, F, and I didn't switch to a 4 there. I kept my 3. And again, fingerings, you don't have to use what I do. You don't have to do what the manuscript has there, but you can use it as a guide. Cross over with a 3 for the E natural, F with a 4, E natural still, reach for D flat with your 2, C, D flat, C, B natural. Now, right here we'll begin a pattern. We're going to go, okay, several times. And we begin that pattern. Oh well. I'll have to, can't get to the bottom of the page there. I'll hold it up for you in a minute to see it. But we begin a pattern, C, D flat, C, B natural. And we'll do that several more times. But let's go to this point right here, okay? So you could look at this section, starting here from measure 5 all the way to here, as another little section in your mind. And you could put little markers if you want, because you don't want the whole thing to seem like one big long thing. That's impossible, but divide it up into smaller chunks. And so we have one section here, and then another section that starts there. To me, that's how I would divide it up. Okay? So we're going to go from right here all the way to there and hear what that sounds like. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count 4, there's where it starts. It'll also help you to accent the first one of each four. That'll help you keep your place. It'll also help the rhythm a little bit in your practice. Okay, here we start the C, D flat, C, B natural. Now the great thing is that the left hand is also doing it. You might see that as great or not great, depending on if you like, let's see, it's not going to let me go up high enough for that. So I'm just going to go up a little bit, hold it with my finger, and you can see that the left hand is doing the exact same thing the right hand is. Okay, all the way to here. Okay, so no difference. The right hand is playing, or the left hand is playing exactly what the right hand is doing, and that'll give you some trouble sometimes. I know, but just take it slow. Make sure your hands play together, that you don't get them out of sync. All right, we're going to do it one time for count 2. Then we're going to do it again. Then we're going to do it again, and I'm stopping in between each one, which we won't do, when we perform it. Again, one more time, and then we go to the next one. Now you notice the fingering here on the left hand, 3, 4, C, B, and then it has a 3, which is kind of weird on the B flat, but it's not really weird. You just pick up. Just pick your hand up and go to 3 there. You don't have to connect it. 3, 4, 3. I think that's a good idea to do that. So, you started here, do it. Let's count how many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay? That happens. And then we have a different section here. So bracket that off. And then a new section here. We're going to go B flat. B flat, C, B flat, A natural. No, 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 no. How many times do we do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times total. You just want to count the measures though. 1, 2, da, 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 na, 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 na. So this measure's different. So bracket this off. So in your mind, you have that separated. That's a difference there. And the left hand will copy with you B flat, C, B flat, A natural. Not like 3, 1, 3, 4 like they have. It's great. And so here's where accenting the beat 1 will help. Accenting the first of every 4. Da, da, da. Then we can hear it, we can keep the rhythm in our mind, so it just doesn't start going, but we can hear that, where the beats are. Now, bum, 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 bum. So the last measure here, B flat, still in octave unison here, B flat, G, A flat, B flat, C, B flat, A flat, G, left. The left hand there will play the low F all by itself. And then the right hand will come in with the little theme there. Okay? So left hand alone will play that F. F. Left. I'm speeding up. I gotta slow myself down. You gotta. Now they go 1, 2, 4, 3. I don't like that at all. No, I like 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 1, 2, 2. That works better for me. 1, 2, 3, 1. So C, F, A flat. We're still in a bass clef on the left hand. C, F, A flat, C, B flat, C, B flat. La 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 la. Left. Slower left. All right. So why don't we start? Since this is a beginning lesson, let's just start from here and do all of it for this first lesson until we get into it. So here we go. Ready and go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, a 2, a 2, a 1 and 2, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 accent. Na, na. Left hand joins. 1. Next line. 2. left hand is a cold quarter note, so I clipped it off. Just go, bum. Okay, 1. So don't clip that F off like I did. Hold it for the whole count. 1, and off. 1. And we're at pianissimo there, so we don't want to be too loud. But when you're learning it, getting it under the fingers, motor memory, play it forte, everything strong, so the mechanism can remember what the notes are. Then we can back off once we learn it and play it pianissimo. But to start with, we want to play it loud. And we'll remember later to play it softer. But now, just at this point, play everything strong, good, healthy forte to get it under the fingers. Well, I would say that's the first page, but it's not even a whole first page. It's just, you know, half a page there. In the next lesson, lesson 2, we'll tackle some more of this. Okay, so work on that first bit, get that first page down, you know, pretty well under your fingers to where you kind of know what's going on, and then we can move on to lesson 2.